after 530 days, going over a full calendar year without a brand new Nintendo Direct or general Nintendo Direct, Nintendo is finally hosting its first general Direct. Well, not only of the year, technically speaking, of the decade. And it's happening tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this and what your time zone is. But anyway, it's finally happening after, again, 530 days. I believe that's the number, exact number, 530. It's happening, boys and girls. We've had multiple directs since then. We've had the Animal Crossing Direct. We had the Mr. Sakurai Presents. We had minis, partner showcases. But it seems that it's finally time. Everybody has got their shit together when it comes to the pandemic, right? At least gaming companies have, or Nintendo has, and we're finally going to see what the year is going to look like. And yes, the year. I know Nintendo says focused on the first half of 2021. That means nothing. So anyway, I'm the Legend of Yes, and let's do some predicting for a Nintendo Direct, shall we? Okay, so first, let's begin with the easiest things out, or the things that I don't believe will be a part of this Nintendo Direct. And the first thing is, I don't expect to see any Super Super Nintendo Switch, I don't know how to call it, no Switch revision, whatever it's called, be it Switch Pro, Switch Advanced, Switch 1.5, whatever Nintendo decides to call it. I don't think it's going to happen, or it's going to be showcased here. It's a Direct, so it's a general Direct, and it's in February. Unless the system is coming out next month with Monster Hunter World, that ain't happening. Why did I say World? Monster Hunter Rise. Unless it comes out then, it ain't happening, sister. It's not coming out. If it's not coming out then, we're not seeing it. So, yeah, unless it's this month. But still, it's not happening, and I don't expect to see it until later on in the year. What else won't we see here? Kind of trying to think. I actually had something. Oh yeah, we won't see any Pokemon talk. That's going to happen in about 2 weeks. No, wait. It's going to happen next week. Because let's be honest, next week is Pokemon. Pokemon turns 25 years old. And, well, 25 years old, they're going to do the whole big production thing. They're doing a concert with Post Malone, a virtual concert. Don't know how it's going to work. Haven't seen much of it. I also know that they're doing something with Katy Perry. Haven't seen it. And I expect most of the Pokemon stuff to be announced and discussed next week. Be it Pokemon Snap, be it Pokemon Unite, whatever new apps they're developing, whatever ports they're deciding to do. Like, for example, if we're going to be getting the Pokemon games coming to the NSO or just the store, we won't be seeing them unless, for example, unless something later on talks about. But even if Game Boy comes to the NSO, I don't think we're going to be hearing about Pokemon coming to the NSO until Pokemon Week or Pokemon Day, which is going to be next week, not this one. So I think, or even if the Diamond and Pearl remakes happen, or what's big governance when they happen, probably will be announced next week, not this week, not in this Direct, because this Direct is not gonna have any Pokemon things, mostly because, again, Pokemon normally comes out, does their own thing, and next week is the anniversary week. So let's begin with the obvious thing that's gonna be there. A few of the obvious things that are gonna be here. First, the one thing that Nintendo has talked about, Smash Bros. Is gonna be here, but what will it be? What will the character be, and how long will this be? It's gonna be a trailer. It's gonna be a trailer, then it's gonna be like, hey, by the way, remember Fighters Pass? It's still available, and the Mr. Sakurai Presents is gonna come out next week or in 2 weeks from now. That's how they're gonna do it. I hate the fact that I've seen some people unironically, I know some people did ironically, and some of them not, and being real, that is gonna be a long presentation of Smash, because it happened once, and since then they have had their own Direct, but people still need to be angry, let's put it that way, over what happened in 2018, because in 2018, as we all know, when Nintendo went to the Super Smash Bros. Part of the presentation and started detailing the characters, the 20-minute video that they basically uploaded during that Direct, people were upset at that because some of them couldn't figure out the fact that they weren't talking about anything else outside of Super Smash Brothers, and feel like they wasted 20 minutes of their life. Despite the fact that, once again, I'm pretty sure it was obvious to anyone that the moment they, went into the deep details of characters, that they won't talk about anything else. And if you thought they were going to talk about anything else, that's more on you than on them. But that's beside the point. Now, sorry, something went down my throat. Sorry. So, well, this first things first, this does fit in with what I was saying. 2 months after Sephiroth, we were gonna get a Pokemon character for Smash. Which character is gonna be? Well, I kind of already spoiled it. I believe it's gonna be a Pokemon. It's February. It fits with the 25th anniversary, and Generation 8 is way too massive not to get a Pokemon included. Gen 8 is the first generation in 20 years to reach 20 million units, and I know these characters were decided at E3 last year, but come on, at E3 last year we already knew, well, 2 years ago, 2019, not 2020. There was no E3 in 2020, remember? I mean, did anything happen in 2020, that moved the world forward and not just put us all in one place and doing nothing outside of the world rotating? I don't think it was. Anyway, I believe it would have still been a big game. I think we're gonna see it. It's one of the big games of the Switch, and it makes sense. Pokemon has gotten every single generation of Pokemon has basically gotten a Pokemon in it outside of generations 3, 5, and technically speaking 2. I think we're gonna see it. It's also the 25th anniversary. I could see them going full out. You could say there's other franchises turning, having an anniversary this year that might be celebrated big by Nintendo, but it's Pokemon and it's gonna be massive. It's a massive thing. I think it's gonna be Gen 8. It could be something else, but I'm leaning more towards Gen 8. I've heard some speculation and people saying it's gonna be Crash Bandicoot. I'm gonna say I don't believe in Crash being in it for the simple fact that, let me look at my watch that I don't have right now, and Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time, was announced last week to come to the Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X, and PC. I believe PC was also included. And, well, it was last week. Why would they announce it last week and not wait for the Direct? Heck, when the game got announced, people were like, well, that's a partner showcase on Nintendo Direct ain't happening. And here we are. 1 week later, I believe 1 week, could have been earlier. Well, 1 week, yeah. Not even 1 week later, you know what I mean. Here we are, and we have a Nintendo Direct. So I don't think Crash will be here, will be a character, because again, and you could say, but you don't need to correlate the two. I know you don't need to correlate the two, but you want to know what you can do for marketing purposes. Could reveal the character, say Mr. Sakurai is going to talk about it more in, say, 2 weeks, and then segment into the trailer, like, kind of what they did with Hero at E3 2019, where they revealed the character and immediately after went into the trailer for Dragon Quest XI. I'm just saying, synergy kind of works. Will it be, I know some people obviously will bring up Sora, will it be Sora? I don't think so. I don't think Sora will be a part of this Fighter's Pass. I don't see Disney being okay with the character. Not that the character won't be in Smash. I don't think Disney is not okay with that. I think I don't know. I'm no one to speak without knowing. Obviously they will want for a big sum of money, as we've been told, and I mean, if people can believe the same person to say, oh yeah, Mario Maker 2 was a complete sales disappointment with no backing and, only the big higher-ups at Nintendo knowing, then we can believe 100% that, well, Nintendo wanted Sora, but Disney asked for too much money. Plus, can I just say something to you Sora fans? Can you guys pick a lane and stick to it? Because I remember before, when Sephiroth was revealed, Sora fans saying this doesn't deconfirm the character because, he's a Square, Sephiroth is Square, Sora is Disney, and they don't work together. And then when the costumes came out, the mini costumes came out, they're like, well, see, no Sora here, that means the boy still has a chance, despite the fact that, the costumes were all Square costumes. Just pointing it out, if Sora is not deconfirmed, if Sora is not deconfirmed because Sephiroth, then it's not confirmed as or increases their possibilities because there's no Mii costume when everything was Square. Pick a line and stick to it. By the way, another thing for the Sora fans, please stop with the bullshit of the remember when Banjo-Kazooie was revealed and everybody said that Steve couldn't happen because Banjo was here, and you know, completely forget about the fact that everyone that said that was 100% right, because people are talking about the first Fighter's Pass, unless maybe my memory is bad, and the Fighter's Pass Part 2 or the second volume was announced at E3 2019 or before E3 2019. Oh wait, it didn't happen. It happened in September. So when people said, well, yeah, Steve is not happening, and then Steve did not happen they were talking about first volume's pass because there was only one at the time. We could say, oh, maybe there was a second one, but we didn't know, so there was only one. And last time I checked, he didn't. The rest of the characters for the first volume were Terry and Byleth. Neither of them are Steve, so people were right. I guess that doesn't paint as much of a hopeful story for Sora, and you know, you cannot milk it in YouTube videos, I guess. But moving on from that, Kingdom Hearts is segueing into it. Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC. Will it come to the Switch? Will it be announced here? No, I don't see it, like, at all. And I think if Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming, which might not to the Switch, then I don't know. It's been by my calculations 4 years, and the Switch only got one Kingdom Hearts game, which was a spin-off. Prove me wrong, but I doubt it will happen. It might, but I don't see it. I don't think it's gonna happen. So moving on. Speaking of Square, Bravely Default will be there. There's nothing else to say. Maybe a long-winded segment for like 5 to 10 minutes that most of us, people that won't play it, won't care, but it still will be there for the people that do care, which is nice. I remember when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was getting something, and I cared, and people didn't. So yeah, and the game comes out this week, I think on Friday. The 19th? Is it the 19th? I don't know. I'm just saying yes. Let's go with yes. Yeah! Moving on to the next obvious one will be Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise will be there, most likely with the reveal of a second demo. And wow, I'm getting really, really, really white on the screen. Is it me, or is it is it like manifesting fog again? Sometimes it happens. Oh, I think it is. I think there's a white fog over the camera, and I cannot do anything about it until it thaws out by itself. Lovely. Hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow when the direct happens. Yay. Anyway, yeah. Monster Hunter Rise will be there. Demo will be revealed. The second demo will be there, and new trailer, maybe a new gimmick. I don't know. I don't really know much about Monster Hunter, so I'm just gonna keep quiet and move on. Will Monster Hunter be a character in Smash? I don't believe so. I don't think we're gonna get any Capcom characters. If we were to get a Capcom character, I think we already would have known. You wanna know why? The Capcom leaks. Capcom had a huge leak, and if we can know how much Nintendo paid for, you know, the exclusivity deal, or the 6-month exclusivity, or the delayed announcement, I should say, of the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise, and we know exactly how much they paid, then we should have known already if Smash was gonna get another character from them, be it Dante, Monster Hunter, Amaterasu, Phoenix Wright. Yeah, we would have known. Sticking with Capcom, this is now more into the prediction realm. I predict we're gonna see, I mean, a lot of people are predicting this as well, The Great Ace Attorney. That game has been leaked in a major Capcom leak, so it probably will be announced here. And recently I believe it was rated, so we might see it here for the first time ever. Sticking with Capcom, what I don't think we're gonna see is Resident Evil Outrage. Supposedly, Resident Evil Outrage is the game that, well, I believe it's also been leaked by the actual Capcom leak and not just Dusk Golem on Twitter. They're working on Resident Evil Revelations 3, which is now called internally Resident Evil Outrage, which I believe has the biggest budget of the franchise, which is weird when 8 is literally right there, and it's a Switch time exclusive. So maybe, I don't think we're going to see it here because 8 is still not out, and I don't think they're going to announce Revelations 3 or Outrage before then, but hey, it's a possibility. Sticking with Capcom, something I completely forgot, Monster Hunter Stories 2 will probably be here as well, and maybe the announce what you get in conjunction. When they said there were connectivity between the games, maybe they'll announce it here, or maybe they'll wait until later. But I could see a new trailer and a proper. I don't know. Does it have a release date? I don't think it does. I think it's summer. Internally, I believe it does, but I don't think worldwide it does. So we have to wait and see a little bit. Sticking with predictions and sticking to third parties, I think we're gonna see No More Heroes 3. I don't think the game has a release date. I think it only has 2021, and I don't know when it could be literally any month, but if I was a betting boy, I probably would put it at May. Kinda, I don't know. I don't know how they would do it with this one because they could literally reveal it for next week if they wanted to. But I think they're gonna wait a little bit, and I think May will be kind of a perfect opportunity because like Snap comes out late April, so if they get it mid-May, I don't think that they're going to release a game mid-May. They could. There's something there. Could happen, but I don't think they will. So they could do it there. And I think that's about it for third parties. Now moving on to first parties. But before we go to first party, let's talk about first or funded third-party games that are funded by Nintendo. I segmented that weird, but anyway, let's predict Bayonetta 3. And yes, I know, and we're like 15 minutes in, and I'm predicting Bayonetta 3. Yes, I know Nintendo said in their tweet, this is 50 minutes, roughly 50 minutes, focused on Super Smash Bros. And newly announced games and announcements for games coming in the first half of 2021. Yeah, that's nice and dandy, but Nintendo doesn't stick to that, like, at all. Like, they never do. They say that all the time, and then we get games that don't come out then. Remember E3 2017? It's only focused on games coming in 2017, and we get announcements of Yoshi Crafted World, which at the time was only called Yoshi, a game that came out in 2019, I want to say. Kirby's Star Allies, which at the time was only called Kirby, which was a 2018 game, a year later. We got the announcement of Pokemon RPG being in development for the Nintendo Switch, which didn't come out in 2017, and the earliest came out a year and a half later with Let's Go, so not 2017. And then we got what was the other game? You carry the 1 and the 3. Oh, Metroid Prime 4, a game that last time I checked did not come out yet. Same thing happened at E3 2019, where they said it's only focused on 2019 games, and then they revealed Breath of the Wild 2, which hasn't come out yet and doesn't have a release date, and we haven't seen since then. Maybe it was a stealth release that nobody knew was there. And then we have, obviously, you know, the Animal Crossing New Horizons that didn't come out in that time period. Crossing. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was to talk about the games. Yeah, focus again doesn't mean anything. Keep calm. We have time. They will announce stuff outside of the first half. Just because it says focus doesn't mean anything. They literally could be out of the 45 effing minutes, or the 50 minutes, 45 could be dedicated to 2021, and they could still be like, hey, here's a game that's coming out 2030 and you're gonna like it. And it's, well, they said focused, but hey, that game over there exists. Again, focus means nothing stopping Bayonetta and other games later on to show up. And yeah, so then we reach more close games. Some of them I expect we could possibly see Xenoblade Chronicles X, the port, to come out. I know that Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition came out last year, and the director behind the Xenoblade series and the director of the overall Monolith did say that it was more of a money issue with Xenoblade Chronicles X being ported, but that's with every game, and we just had Xenoblade Chronicles 1 be ported again to the Switch. Or again, as in this was the third time the game has been released. It released on the Wii, released on the Wii U Virtual Console, and released on the new Nintendo 3DS. So yeah, the game was never given an actual chance to be successful. So I do believe it's going to happen. Maybe if it doesn't happen this year, I could see it next year. It's one of the very last few games of the Wii U that has yet to be ported, so I think we're going to be seeing that. Then I also believe we could be seeing, because this year is also, it's the 35th, it's not just the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, it's also the 35th anniversary of Metroid. And I could see them opening up a little bit about Metroid Prime 4, maybe not now, maybe down the line, maybe later in the year, maybe at the Game Awards, maybe next year when it should release. Hopefully releases then. But I could definitely see them showcasing a 2D Metroid and maybe even Metroid Prime Trilogy, should that be a real thing and not something that somebody made up years ago. And speaking of HD in the Metroid Prime Trilogy, and bringing up the remakes of the Xenoblade Chronicles, yeah, the original. Going very well with this. This segue is going very well. Don't question me on it. I also expect for us to see, because it's the 30th. I don't think it's 35th. The 30th anniversary of Fire Emblem. I could see them revealing the Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War ported or remade, because that was I think this is one that has been rumored to happen, I believe, and it makes sense. Genealogy of the Holy War is the next Fire Emblem game in the lineup, so of games that have yet to be remade, I believe so. Shadows of Valentia was Fire Emblem 3, I believe, and this would be Fire Emblem 4, which makes sense, and bringing the old games in a brand new remake would be cool, and I think we can see that happening. Actually, before we go into the remakes and stuff, what the next topic is, let me just one segue, one thing going, and then we'll go into the actual final thing. That is Mario Sports or Mario Golf. The last one was in 2018. It's been 3 years. I kind of expect them to be Camelot to be working on another one. I don't know when. It could come out in June. It would make sense to come out in June. Mario Tennis Aces came out in June, and other games from that studio have come out in that time period, if I'm not mistaken. And there has been one Mario game or one Mario spin-off every year of the Switch, apart from 2017, and all came out in June. Well, and apart from last year, because if you think about it, 2018 Mario Tennis Aces, 2019 Mario Maker 2, the 2020 was supposed to be Paper Mario The Origami King, but that was in July. I don't know if that was the original plan or not, but I can see it happening here. But we could have seen, because of 2020 and the pandemic, so it could have been delayed to July. But anyway, that goes with what I'm expecting for this year, which would be either a Mario Golf, a Mario Sports, or whatever Camelot decides to do. I think, hopefully, I would like Strikers. Why? I'm European. I don't particularly care for golf, and Strikers is football, and I've never played the Strikers games. I know, don't kill me, please. And I think they'll be fun. So, yeah. Now, moving on to the final thing, which was about anniversaries and about the Zelda thing. Well, not the Zelda thing, the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Will it be here? Yes. Will it be a big part of this direct? I don't think so. Will they possibly announce a Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC? Yes, I think that's 100% happening here. Will they announce a collection of sorts, a bundle of 2 games or 3? Yes, I could see Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time being one thing. I could also see them announcing the Wind Waker timeline. I could also see them announcing the NSO coming to the Switch, with the big marquee games being Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But will it be more than that? Will it be here that we see that, plus the brand new limited edition Nintendo Switch edition Zelda Series 1? No. Will it here that we'll see the remake, the HD remake of Skyward Sword? No. Computer says no. Will we see a Game & Watch for Zelda? And you know what, no, we're not seeing merchandise or anything. We might see the beginning of the branding of, like, here's the collection for the 35th anniversary we're celebrating, and more to come, say, April, May. We'll talk about it later. Will that be it? Yes, but they're gonna be like, hey, here, by the way, here's the Zelda thing. It's not gonna be like, the partner, like, let's say that if Nintendo in September had taken the Mario Direct, taken the Partner Showcase Direct and mashed them one together and like, oh, here's the Partner Showcase. By the way, here's another thing that we're going to be announcing. Now it's a Mario Direct, you know, let's keep it together. And I don't think that's going to be it. But I do think the Zelda thing will lead to the final announcement of the day, or, well, final trailer, which would be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer. I think we're going to give us a trailer, maybe I don't think they're going to give us a release window or a launch period. They're just going to say we're going to show us the game, what changed, and maybe even some the new name, if there is a new name and it's not just Breath of the Wild 2. I think that's it. I don't expect them to do, because it's COVID still, and they could end on Breath of the Wild 2, and you know, COVID's still a thing, and maybe something could lead to a delay, because after 2020, I will no longer say that what else can happen. And actually, at the beginning of 2021, I want to be like, what else can happen? And yeah, a few more things that we can talk about here. Nintendo does talk about that will be focus. That will be a big focus also, or partial focus on already announced games and games that are already out, and outside of Smash and outside of Animal Crossing updates and Age of Calamity. I don't see them talk. I don't see how. In terms of surprises, any game that's out getting DLC, I think a lot of them would be genuine surprises. Although it would be cool to see Mario Kart 8 get DLC, because I don't think we're gonna get 8 on the Switch. I know people keep saying and harping on, especially when it's brought up, the fact that the longer life cycle of the Switch. It's like, yeah, but the longer life cycles don't mean that. Actually, at this point in time, it will be beneficiary for Nintendo to just release new IPs. At this point in time, if they're really going to make the system go for longer, it's not by repeating, oh, there's a new Mario Kart, because, you know, 35 million people bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe out of 80 million, and now you're going to bring in new people. Pretty sure, nah. You could say, oh, but it's a new game compared to the other one. Yeah, true, but it's not like, you know, the game sold 35 million on the Wii U. Oh wait, the Wii U sold 13. For the vast majority of those people, it was a brand new game. For the vast majority of the people, it's a brand new game. It shocks nobody, I guess. I think, to say that. It's not, it was a port, but it wasn't a new game for a lot of people. Just like a lot of the ports for the Switch are brand new games for a lot of people. And that's something we need to keep it in our brains. Plus, it's far more beneficiary for a company like Nintendo to be like, let's hold on to this Mario Kart 9 thing for when we actually need it, and not waste on the system that doesn't need it. The Switch has established itself. But if you want to go and sell your next generation system and keep interest from the people outside of the core that's going to buy it, you bring out a Mario Kart right at the beginning. That's worked for the Switch, and you can say, oh, but we never had it, or it's important to keep the life cycle going, to enlarge it. I'm just going to say it, the Switch doesn't need it, even if they want to go for a 10-year period of life cycle for the Switch without a new console coming out, which I don't believe. I believe the Switch can do 10 years. Well, yeah, it could do 10 years, but I don't believe it's going to be with no successor for at least 2 of those years. It's almost completely unlikely, in my opinion. Also, systems don't die when the successor comes out, but that's beside the point. And saying, for example, it will need to extend the life cycle. Yeah, and the Switch needed it in 2017 when they decided that, fuck it. In 2014, they didn't know Mario Kart 8 was going to sell this well, and they still decided to go with ARMS, a new IP, instead of Mario Kart 9, which would help sell their system, when, according to Reggie, it was make it or break it. So when it was make it or break it, they were like, fuck it, we don't need it. But when it's not, and they could just release a brand new IP and maybe have another big franchise on their hands, they'll be like, nah, we need to make this console live longer. Put Mario Kart on it. Come on. I don't believe that for a second. And well, yeah, one other thing I forgot, I could definitely see them releasing Splatoon, not 3 like some people are now predicting to happen, which is weird to me, but a Splatoon spin-off. I don't know, like a rhythm-based one, an RPG. Another thing that's apparently been happening, being rumored heavily and even speculated, is that Ubisoft will be making, or is making, Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle Part 2 or second one. And will it be here? I don't think so. It could, logistically it could, but I think it's going to be kept a secret or not revealed for a little while longer. But anyway, those were my predictions for this Nintendo Direct. The first one in 530 days. I believe I got the numbers right. And it's going to be 50 fucking minutes, lads. The longest wait between general directs, and we get the biggest time length direct ever. Now, will it be the biggest and beefiest direct of all time? Probably not. It could be a pretty damn good one, and I'm excited for it. Tell me in the comment section what do you think and what do you hope to see in this Nintendo Direct, this upcoming Nintendo Direct that's going to happen either tomorrow, today, and yeah, thank you for watching. I've been the of the S, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.